November 5th, 2025, we have a full moon in Taurus. And in this video, we're going to do the horoscopes for Libra through Pisces. If you want Aries through Virgo, it's the video before this one. So let's go ahead and first just briefly talk about what a full moon is. A full moon is essentially a push and pull between two energies. You're dealing with the moon, you're dealing with the sun, you're dealing with your emotional nature and your cyclical patterns, and you're dealing with like your purpose, your meaning for being here. And these two are having to strike a balance between the both of them, which is often why things are a little bit chaotic on full moons, because there is such an emotional nature to it, such a laying raw, like your heart, essentially bearing it and just having it so exposed and seen, and that can feel a little uncomfortable. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get these horoscopes out of the way. Okay, we're gonna start with Libra. And it's difficult for me to do like a horoscope for a Libra risings because I am a Libra rising without getting a little personal. But this is my channel, my video, so I can do whatever I want. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit more freely on this one. So Libra risings, you guys win when you're watching me. With this one, the moon is going to be in your 8th house. The 8th house is all about other people's money, the esteem of others, it's debts, it's money that we come into not through our direct hard work. The 2nd house is that money. That's our personal resources. That's where the sun is going to be. So this go around, this moon might be showcasing to you where you might struggle or be like emotionally triggered when it comes to accepting money from other people because they care about you. It could also be showcasing where you struggle with debt, where you fear debt, where you don't necessarily want to take on a bunch of debt. You could be worried about your account, like your IRAs, like, and personally for me, this is definitely showing up to be very true. We're in a government shutdown. People are giving me money. There's a value though that I'm struggling with. It's like I don't deserve this, even though I am in a situation where like my resources are not great right now because we're not getting paid and we're working full time. So Libra risings, what you're likely experiencing is a situation where you're having to like find peace in understanding that you don't lack value because you're actually going to have to rely on other people to get you through challenging financial times. So that's what I have for you, Libra risings. Let's move on to the next one. And we're on to my Scorpio risings. This one is happening in your 7th house. So often what you'll see with the Scorpio risings is there's definitely a need of give and take of resources within their partnerships. Often you'll see money is a very critical thing in the partnerships of the Scorpio risings. And it's so much about what you can give, what your partner can give, often centering around material things. But Scorpio in and of itself, your personal way of being is not usually focused on those personal things. So what this moon might be illuminating for you is that the greatest gift that we have to give each other is ourselves. It's our passionate self, our passionate natures. It's the time, the energy, like the actual time that we pour into ourselves and into each other. So that's what this moon may be illuminating to you, where you tend to kind of slip into these needs for material objects as a show of expression of love. But really all you have to do is show up. So that's what I have for you. Sagittarius, you're next. And this moon is falling into your 6th house. 6th house is all about your day-to-day routines. It's your work life, your exercise routines, your diet. And when you have Taurus there, sometimes you can have a tendency to grind and grind and grind and work so hard in order to earn the money, in order to show people what you're capable of, what your value is as far as someone that can show up and get the shit done. But you probably also really burn yourself out. Taurus is one of those weird signs where it's like they're such hard workers, but they can also be lazy as fuck. And it's just because they get tired, they burn themselves out, and so they need to take a nap about it. With the moon or the sun and Scorpio being in your 12th house, this moon might be illuminating to you who made you feel that way. Why do you do that? Like, why do you burn yourself out so much? And who are you trying to prove yourself to? Is it a parent? Is it a grandparent, an old teacher, a boss or a mentor that you really used to hold to high regard? Are they even still around? Do they even still care? So maybe this moon is trying to show you where you can slow down. You can still have value and do 75% what you're normally doing, because that's more likely going to be 100% of what everyone else is doing. So allow yourself permission to just chill just a little bit. And I know that's hard to tell a Sag to do. So Capricorn, it's your turn, and this moon is falling in your 5th house. That's your hobbies. It's your children, your childhood, those things that you do for fun. It's also spicy time for fun, dating, pleasure. This is the house of pleasure. And the sun is falling in your 11th house of your hopes and dreams and your friendships. Where are you so attached to these 5th house themes that maybe you're taking on responsibilities that you don't need to be taking on in lieu of having a good time, in lieu of actually following your hopes and dreams? Maybe you're so focused on finding value in being a good parent that you do so much for your kids that you've let your hopes and dreams go by the wayside. Maybe you're taking your hobbies and you're trying to like monetize on them, and so you're losing some of that joy and passion in relation to these things that you used to really enjoy because you're trying to like make a business out of them rather than just enjoy them. So I feel like this moon is calling on my Capricorn risings to really kind of recenter on what brings them actual joy and pull it back into an arena where you're enjoying these things with friends, family, like associations, and having a good time with those things that bring you joy. So make a toast to that and start enjoying life just a little bit more. I know you're Saturn ruled, it's hard, but you got this. My Aquarius risings, you guys are next. Let's get into it. This moon is falling into your 4th house. Aquarius risings are a little bit quirky because they're constantly trying to show up in the world as different, but their 4th house is ruled by Taurus. So there's this like traditional nature of their childhood upbringing. Now, that's not an absolute. Astrology is not absolutes, but it's almost like they're trying to be different from what they were raised by. But ultimately, because they're a fixed sign, they always kind of come back around to the same shit at some point in their life. So you are very attached. You find so much value in your upbringing, but you're a homebody. You don't want to leave your house to blaze your own trail. You're still so attached to your home life that you find it difficult to find your purpose in a career, to blaze your own trail away from your childhood. So this moon might be expressing to you where you struggle with that particular challenge. Get out of the house, go to work, make a name for yourself, Aquarius risings. Pisces risings, you guys are now. This moon is in your 3rd house. Siblings, cousins, your childhood neighborhood, your childhood schooling. You are so deeply attached to these things, and you find so much of your value in your role as like a sibling or as a cousin, or always being there for these people in their time of need. And you may find it difficult to move away from like your childhood home, but you need to let that go. You need to see the world. You need to forge your own trail. You need to broaden your horizon. You need to get out into the world. And I think that this moon is illuminating that for you and perhaps opening opportunities for you to do so. So take these opportunities.